Welcome everyone. I'm so excited that you're here today. But most of all, I'm really excited as I was walking around the room this morning, introducing myself to you and meeting you. I was so excited to see and hear that you are so excited to take a dive into iRead today. You've been looking for a program for a very, very long time that connects with your core curriculum, and so I am so excited to take a dive into iRead with you today. But before we really jump into the program, I want to take a couple of minutes and just talk to you about what iRead is, how iRead is designed, and really what the core focus of iRead is. And then from there, we'll go ahead and jump in to the rest of our morning training. So when we talk about iRead, we talk about an early literacy digital program for our youngest learners. And what do I mean when I say our youngest learners? iRead is really designed for students, all students in grades kindergarten through second grade. It also, what you're looking for, this is what you've asked us to hear most of all, it fits into any core ELA program, and we'll take a look at that as we move forward and what those connections look like. But most importantly, iRead is adaptive. And when I talk about adaptive instruction, this is what I mean. As the students are moving through our program, the system is continuously collecting data, meaning that it puts them on their own personalized path of instruction, whether they need prevention, whether they're right on target, or whether they need intervention, or whether they need acceleration. Okay, so these are a couple of things that I want you to remember as we move on. I certainly don't want you to memorize these, but I just want you to have these circling your head. iRead is for all students in kindergarten through second grade. It aligns with any core ELA program, and all of the instruction is adaptive and personalized no matter where your students are at. So how does everyone feel about that? Great? All right, now let's move on and talk a little bit about the core focus of iRead. iRead is designed around the key 5 foundational elements that are necessary for students to build strong and in-depth foundational skills. And we'll talk about these 5 as we move through the program today. We'll talk about phonemic awareness. You'll see what that looks like as we build that phonemic awareness using all of our digital tools in kindergarten. And then we'll move on and talk about phonics, word recognition and decoding. And then of course when we decode, we have to encode and spelling. We'll also talk about how iRead is continuously going to be building that fluency and accuracy, as well as developing vocabulary skills and language development. So are we all good on that? Does everyone understand? I certainly, again, don't want you to memorize these or even write them down, because we are going to be going through all of these. But before we jump in and really dive into the program, I get you all logged on, I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to do today. What does our agenda look like? So to begin with, when we log in, we'll meet all of the faculty, and then we'll have a walkthrough of all of the classrooms. I know you may not be able to see this image, but this is actually all of the 5 classrooms: the alphabet classroom, the code classroom, the wordplay classroom, the sight word, and the success. And then, of course, you see all of the animated teachers. And we will be, throughout our day today, taking a deep dive into every one of those classrooms, looking at those digital resources. But we'll also have an opportunity for you as teachers to put on that student hat and dive in and experience what the students are experiencing. From there, you'll have an opportunity to look at all of the teacher digital tools and the teacher experience. But also something very, very important. I want to make sure that everybody is clear today when I leave here, that everyone understands what the placement looks like, as well as all of the reports. And then of course I mentioned this earlier before, it's very, very important to you that you see the scope and sequence of iRead and the connection to your core program journeys. So how are we feeling on that? Is everyone feeling good about that? Thumbs up if you're feeling good. Okay, awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right on in to Beastie Hall. Beastie Hall is the school where all of the learning takes place with students. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Let's jump on into iRead, and as we move into iRead, we see that now we're inside the school, and you see all of these little reading buddies around. Those are something that the students create as soon as they enter the program. They create a reading buddy, and that reading buddy is with them throughout the entire program. Okay, and so now we're going to pause because I want to just get you right into the program. And on your tables, you have a pathway that's in a perforated plastic sheet cover. I'd like everyone to take that out because that is what we are going to be following throughout the entire day. You also have 2 index cards. You have a green index card that's folded over like a little stand, and you have a yellow index card. So the purpose of those, as we move through the day today, when you are with me and you are understanding and you are feeling good, go ahead and plop that green index card right on the top of your computer. But if you need some extra help, rather than having you standing with your hand up the whole time, because there are 35 of us in this room today, go ahead and take the yellow card, fold it over, and put it on the top of your computer. That way I will be able to see who needs help, who's ready to move on. And so let's go ahead and grab one of those pathways, and you see at the very top of that pathway, you see a URL, you see the username and the password. I want everyone to go ahead and type that URL in, your username and your password. When you're ready, put your green signal card on the top, and I will know when I can move on. Now, for the rest of you that are watching this video that I am making today, I am so excited that I will see you Saturday morning so that we can go in and you can see me in action as I model some of the digital resources. So until Saturday, thank you very much.